So this little yoga snack is focusing on really the feet and this whole relationship to gravity. Before we go and do it, we're going to stop a moment. Feel the body. If you like, you can put the palms of the hands together or just bring the palms of the hands against your chest. And this is a moment just to observe what's happening in your body. So not just the physical. So first, we notice how we stand, how the joints are feeling, but also sort of the inner experience. Sophie may be noticing the location of sensations connected to the migraine. If we feel discomfort or pain, where that may be in the body. And when we look at ourselves with this inner eye, we try not to have too much of an opinion about how it should be. Instead, we have to see things as they are, just for this moment. It's not giving up. It is the first step towards hope. The first step towards evolution is to start where we are. And so this moment is just a moment of acceptance. And then we begin to do our work from here. So if it's a low energy day, doing a little practice standing might not be the best thing for us. We can support the energy by doing the same thing by sitting on a little chair, or we can do something similar lying on the floor. So you choose the position for your body today. And if it's not standing, we adapt to it. So I'll guide you through the standing. If you're lying on the floor, you just press your feet against the wall, and we'll do something similar that way. So as we stand on the feet, imagine those 3 points that I showed you. So the big toe, ball of the foot, the ball of the foot on the outside, and the heel of the foot. So when we have flat feet, it can be difficult to distinguish those individual points. So for me, my feet tend to, the space between the balls of the feet, the two sides of the balls of the feet, gets pressed down. But see if it's possible while standing to feel. And if it feels like everything kind of squishes into the floor, another way we can do this practice, which we did a little bit during the workshop, we sit down and try to feel those same 3 points. So now there's less weight pushing it down. It gives the foot the chance to build up the arches. So even though we lose our arch when we're standing, it's not that the foot is fundamentally wrong in its shape. It's just that the structure is not rigid enough to maintain those arches with the full body weight on them. Okay? And then we're going to do an exploration of the sensations of those 6 points under the feet. So we'll focus on the right foot at first, and the ball of the foot on the inside of the right foot. So the place behind the big toe, whether you're standing or sitting, feel like you can press more weight onto that point behind the right big toe. And then we're going to move our attention to the ball of the foot on the little toe side and see if we can put more weight. So if you're sitting, you're just pressing with your strength of your leg a little bit and shifting so that the little toe side has more weight. And then we move to the heel of the right foot. And then to the left foot behind the big toe on the ball of the foot. And then to the little toe side and the heel of the left foot. And then we'll go back to the right. So it's big toe, little toe side, heel, Big toe of the left side, little toe, heel. So you're making like a figure eight, just moving with your awareness as much as possible to sort of try to isolate these 6 points. And it's totally okay if you have a really hard time finding a precise sort of point. If that point is spread out, that's just the natural sensation. If the weight is a little strong for the integrity of the foot. So reducing the weight on the feet will help us build this awareness from the ground up. And this is not necessarily a choice of mind over matter. The foot, depending on the collagen in the joints, is too soft to carry your body without the support. But still, you can build the awareness because even with orthotics, you have this awareness. And then we're going to change direction. So I said we're making a figure eight, and now we're going to reverse that figure eight. So it'll look like, let's start on the right foot again. So we'll do heel of the right foot, little toe side, big toe side, heel of the left foot, little toe, big toe. For those of you trying to do this standing, just notice how your body responds to shifting weight. So this requires us to shift the weight a little bit around the hips. Notice if there's a sense of wobbliness or if it feels pretty stable. And then come back to the center. So feeling as much as possible a sense of balance. So there's a Sanskrit word, samastiti, which means equal balance. So this is the quality we're looking for in the feet as we're standing. And this little figure eight we make, so the first direction we went is just mimicking the direction we do when we step back. Big toe, little toe, heel. Big toe, little toe, heel. And the other way, the second direction we went is heel, little toe, big toe, heel, little toe, big toe. So sort of a mini walk forward and backwards. So this is how our body is repeatedly connecting with the floor below us. And when, even with this tremendous awareness, if we don't have the structural support in the feet and the feet flatten, we'll start to get inflammation. The bottoms of the feet will start to get tight, painful, plantar fasciitis. So we build the awareness and at the same time accept what support we need. I continue to wear orthotics to this day to help support, particularly if I'm going for long walks, so that we can have rested, strong feet. So the feet are the foundation. And now we're going to move up. And what we're going to do is just sort of feel a sense of alignment through the whole body, starting with the feet. With the legs, just something to remember for all of us who can hyperextend the knees. When you're standing, feel like your knees are just a little bit bent. So in my experience, those of us with hypermobility in the knees, when I say straighten the leg, often people hyperextend. So don't look for a straight leg. Look for a bent leg. And the sensation of the legs is what I call Supergirl legs. So this is from Claire's little sister, Lily. So she's really into superheroes. So we have Wonder Woman and Supergirl, two different heroes. Wonder Woman is a goddess. So when she wants to fly, she uses some kind of magical goddess energy and just lifts off the ground. But Supergirl is an alien who lives on Earth. And so she still feels gravity, but she has the strength and abilities from the sun to fly. But when she flies, she has to sort of take a little leap. So the idea and the sensation of the legs here is as if you're like Supergirl about to lift off. So there's a sensation that the feet are pressing down and your body is launching itself upward. So play with that sensation in the legs. So it's a sense of springiness, a little bit of springiness in the leg. And you feel naturally when you have this image of sort of taking off and flying, the sternum begins to lift, reaching upward. So this is called axial extension. So this is the direction of the spine is expanding. That's decompression of the spine. So lifting, 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 feet pressing down, down, down. And just hold this posture. You don't have to pull the shoulders back. The shoulders naturally fall back as you lift the sternum upward. Maybe a little connection between the legs and the sternum. Feel like the pubic bone lifts just a little bit forward. So feel a little bit of a connection here, like the belly button and the pubic bone want to come closer to each other. And then lift the sternum, press the feet down. Stay in this posture and just breathe for a moment. It is an unnatural posture. If you really want to feel like Supergirl, you can sort of put the hands on the hips, but you don't need to. Push the feet down, Samastiti. You might feel, as you lift the sternum, you might feel the muscles of the upper back starting to do a little bit to support and lift. And then eventually just release this activated posture and notice what you feel in the body. So there's a sense of activating and releasing. And so what we're not saying is you don't walk around the whole day like this. This is a little bit unnatural, but have that awareness, because what we're doing here is sort of activating through the center of the body. One more guidance here for the legs to fully activate here. So for this next part, your feet are not going to move. The feet stay where they are, but bring the thighs together. So imagine you're going to try to bring your thighs, press your legs together. So depending on the shape of the body and the size of your body, you're pressing the thighs together or you're bringing them closer to each other. The feet stay where they are. You're just pressing, 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 pressing. Notice if there's a symmetry, if it feels the same, the left side or right side. Notice if it's hard to do this or if it feels very strong. There's no wrong answer. Just notice what you feel. And then release. And now we're going to do the opposite. We're going to push the legs out. Keep the feet exactly where they are, but imagine you're trying to push your legs away from each other. Feel what's activating. Feel if there's symmetry or asymmetry between left and right. Notice if it's difficult or easy. And then release. And then we're going to do an asymmetric thing. Imagine you're taking 1 foot back and 1 foot forward at the same time. So pushing one leg forward, one leg back, but keeping the feet where they are. So you're activating the muscles of movement. One side you're activating the front muscles, the other side you're activating back muscles. Release. And then we're going to switch. Other leg forward, other leg back. Again, noticing one side is different than the other, difficult or easy, and then come back to neutral. And kind of gently shake it out. I notice a lot of movement classes, there's a lot of shaking sometimes, and I find that very uncomfortable in my body. So I don't usually say shake it out too much, but kind of just move and feel if there's any tightness there. So that's just the beginning of sort of the posture. So when we stand, when we do standing in yoga, or even through your day, whether you have insoles or not, feel the bottoms of the feet, feel the Supergirl activation, feel the sternum lift, And then let your breath come. So one difference between like physical therapy and yoga therapy in this tradition is the breath is going to be a vital part of what we do. So holding this aware, active posture, begin to breathe in a conscious way. So consciously lengthen the inhale and the exhale. As you make inhale a little bit longer and deeper, notice what your body is doing to help that. Same thing on exhale. So continue breathing, and I'll give you some guidance on sort of how to feel the anatomy of the breath. So as we inhale, this is an expanding sensation. The rib cage lifts and expands. The belly relaxes and it sort of comes out and expands as well. As we exhale, we can consciously pull the belly in towards the spine, and the rib cage will naturally relax. Inhale, expanding all the way to the pelvic floor. You can feel like the organs shift, everything moves to the pelvic floor. As you exhale, you can begin by lifting the pelvic floor, pulling the belly towards the spine, letting the shoulders just, or the rib cage just relax. So see if you can feel that in your body. Deep inhale, smooth exhale. And in the background of all this, feet in Samastiti, equal balance, legs active. Inhaling, lifting the chest, letting it expand. The belly relaxes, expands. Exhale, activate the belly. So this is sort of the foundation of standing, breathing that we do in yoga practice. And then just to help to find a little bit extension of this into the movement of the arms, we're going to move the arms. So reflect on your shoulders. Shoulders are often a delicate joint for those of us with a lot of mobility. So the intention I'll guide today is a sideways movement up on inhale and down on exhale. If there is a day that you're having pain in the shoulders, this might not be the right movement for you. It could be a day where inhale looks like this and exhale looks like this. So whatever range of motion is minimizing pain in your shoulder joints, choose that. So just a few times we'll inhale, lift the rib cage, keep the feet in Samastiti, reach up, exhale, reach down. And with the elbows, you can also be aware of a sense of a bent elbow, even if you can straighten them. Keep them a little bit bent. So even though we're not bearing weight on the arms here, the awareness of the elbows will help prepare us for weight bearing a little bit later. Just two more times. With the lifting of the arms, feel like the arms are reaching towards the sky, the feet are reaching towards the earth. And maybe the next time you come up, stay here for a few breaths. As you inhale up, be aware of your circulatory system here. So it might be the hands up creates a disturbance in your system, making dizzy or things like that. If that's the case, bring the hands down. You can stay a few breaths with the hands up, great, but it's not so important. Pause a moment. Feel. And then if that's okay, we'll do something similar, but just to the front of the body now. So keep Samastiti. Inhale the arms forward and up. Maybe arching the back a little bit here. As you exhale, we're going to Tip the pubic bone up a little bit, like you're taking your whole spine and stacking it now on the lower part. And as you exhale, bring the belly in, sternum lifts. So at the end of the inhale, it's just a little pelvic anterior tilt or posterior tilt, and then exhale, tipping the pubic bone forward and down. And just see how that feels. Shoulders back. Again, keep the arms a little bit bent. It won't hurt the elbows to extend them here, but if we have irritation in the elbows, it might make them happy to keep them extended. And what we're just looking for is as we go up, we're lengthening the front side of the body. As we go down, we release that lengthening. Pause a moment. Let's bring the hands to the, either both hands to the chest or one hand to the belly, one hand to the chest. Feeling a sense of samastiti in both feet if that's possible. Notice if just standing barefoot for this few minutes, if you can feel that effort in the feet, reminding us we make good choices when we have some support through orthotics in the feet. So this is like a little workout session for flat feet. And then we're going to pause here for a moment. So this is the end of the first yoga snack.